Listen, it's 2022. Dinner dates are not cutting it for me anymore. I can buy my own food. Want to come over and watch a movie? Why? I can watch it by myself. No. Let me see your toolbox. My shower doesn't drain. The disposal makes a weird clicking noise, and you bet your ass I'm not sitting these pretty ass hands down there to see what's going on. Show me what you're gonna add to my life. Show me that you're gonna make my life easier. Dinner dates are not cutting it. Make my life easy. Show me what you're putting on the table. Because some good morning and good night text, I can send that to myself. At dinner, I can take myself to a dinner. Show me what you can do for me. And I'm an independent woman, so that's gonna be real hard. That's gonna be real tough.
Show me what you can do for me. The answer is no, okay? And that's the answer that you're going to be getting from a lot of men going forward, is no. Guys, you got all these girls out here, man, demanding these things of men, right? A man has to do this to be worth my time. He has to do this to be worth my time. And I want you guys to notice how the things that they want men to do is not like, you know, things that come out of love or anything of that nature. No, it's always, oh, you know, you've got to empty my garbage disposal. You've got to fix that for me. You've got to fix this for me. And that's what men have essentially been reduced to, is basically just wallets and workers, right? And so the more and more men that I see saying, no, I'm not going to deal with, guys, it brings a smile to my cold, dead face, guys, because the thing is, I am so sick of dudes going out here and doing this crap for these girls. Right? Like going out, just throwing money at these women, you know, just doing whatever the hell they want simply because they exist. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And you know what, guys? I told myself I'd go to bed after recording the last one, but you know what? There was still time in the day. And we're going to be jumping into today's Patreon question before we return to the TikTok. So today's Patreon question, guys, is, how do I leave a bad relationship? And this was sent in by an individual who will be called S, which is just sitting behind my character here, guys. And, you know, whenever I get questions like these, gentlemen, I want you guys to leave your thoughts and your comments below as well. But I always just scratch my head thinking, like, guys, you don't owe these people anything, man. You know, like, it's always so strange to me. I'm going to pull up the woman here again. Like, you do not owe a girl like this anything, guys. Absolutely anything, right? Dudes coming out of marriages or going into them thinking like, oh, how do I solve this or how do I solve that? Dudes have been conditioned since you were born to be problem solvers. Well, I say enough is enough, gentlemen. But let's crack into some of these TikToks on today's episode. So guys, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments as we continue through, and we will also attempt to answer today's Patreon question.
Listen, it's 2022. Dinner dates are not cutting it for me anymore. I can buy my own food. Want to come over and watch a movie? Why? I can watch it by myself. No. Let me see your toolbox. My shower doesn't drain. The disposal makes a weird clicking noise, and you bet your ass I'm not sitting these pretty ass hands down there to see what's going on.
And this is what I'm talking about, guys. Right? Is dudes are perfectly okay for some reason just being reduced to this crap. Right? Like, I make this point a lot, but guys will be like really shocked when they come across my content and they're like, wait a minute, you're telling me that I can say no to this crap? You're telling me that I have a different path that I can take, that I don't have to listen to this bullcrap? Yeah, guys, absolutely, 100%. You know, I saw a Reddit article earlier today, right? And it was from a woman in an Eastern country who, you know, over there, they were like much more strict on marriage, right? Where it's like, obviously, you know, you don't date out, you don't do a lot of dating, you don't go around and see a whole lot of dudes. It's basically, you know, virgin till marriage, that sort of thing, right? And this woman got on Reddit and she had interactions with Western women. And the difference was just so absolutely insane, guys, where the Western women, you know, they expect absolutely everything from a guy. But if an Eastern woman, for example, or at least in this case, did something even minorly wrong, she was so upset because the dude refused to marry her anymore. Guys, I say withdraw the attention, withdraw the rings, don't get these girls nothing, man. If they want to take themselves out on dinner dates, hey, they're more than welcome to, but who the hell are you going to, you know, who's going to pay for your bill then?
Show me what you're gonna add to my life. Show me that you're gonna make my life easier. Dinner dates are not cutting it. Make my life easy.
And do you make a man's life easier? Like, you're asking a man to come in and make your life easier, which you then go on to say you're a strong and independent woman, which somehow in your mind is not mutually exclusive for some reason. But a man's supposed to come into your life, make your life better, and like, it certainly seems as though, at least right off the bat, you don't make his life any easier. Wow. Right? Like, dudes will be so scared, man, to ask the question, what are the girls bringing in return? Okay, you want to come with this arrogance, you want to come with this entitlement, expecting chivalry from dudes, right? Baseline, expecting chivalry from men. Okay, fine. Well, we get to expect something from you in return as well. And to be honest, guys, a lot of these modern ladies, there's literally nothing in return that they're giving you. Right? There's literally nothing. Guys, a lot of these girls can't even give you loyalty, man. Loyalty. Right? This is 2022, gentlemen. Relationships, families have been fragmented to such an unrecognizable position, and these girls cannot even give loyalty anymore. Like, how wild is that?
Show me what you're putting on the table. Because some good morning and good night text, I can send that to myself. At dinner, I can take myself to a dinner.
Yeah, do it then. Like, do it then. Right? Like we saw in the last video, guys, man, last video was an absolute mess, man. My thoughts was just all over the place, plenty of stuttering, had a bit too much coffee, right? But the woman was saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to go on a date, right? I'm going to sit opposite the guy and I'm going to sit there eating nothing and make him feel bad for, you know, for splitting the check with me. You know what I mean? It's like these girls play this, take yourself out to dinner. Who the hell cares, man? I take yourself out to dinner, write yourself love notes, buy yourself flowers, man, because to be honest with you, a lot of men are absolutely done, right? Absolutely done. And the thing is, right, not all of these girls are this obnoxious or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. Some girls can have actual consistency in relationships, guys, but let me tell you, as a general trend coming into 2022, it's not looking too good for these ladies, right?
Show me what you can do for me. And I'm an independent woman, so that's gonna be real hard. That's gonna be real tough.
Yeah, she's independent, right? But she wants you to come in and fix all of her household appliances, and she wants you to take her out and do these things for her. Yeah, real strong and independent, that seems, right?
A hot take for all the men out there, specifically the men who post about how women can't cook anymore. We can all fucking cook. We just don't like you enough to cook for you.
You know that meme?
I don't know about that one, bro. I've seen some pretty atrocious cooking. Guys, going into the year 2022, cooking is like an art that's being lost, much like, you know, music, for example, right? You don't even, by the way, guys, you don't even need to play instruments to make music anymore. I tell you what, right? You don't even need to know musical theory at this point, okay? But, look, I don't know about that last TikTok. There are a lot of girls out here going into the new generation. They have absolutely no idea how to cook, right? Like, I don't particularly care, guys, but you know, to say that that's not happening is a little bit of a cap, in my opinion.
That's like, I don't want to work anymore. I just want to lie in the sun like a lizard. Sign me up. Where do I apply? I want to be a lizard.
I find it fucking hilarious that men are like, what do you bring to the table? And really all that they bring to the table is their dusty ass and maybe like a dinner date or two. Like, if you're even that lucky. Like, at the end of the day, I bring more to the table than you'll ever bring, and there's no way that you're gonna make me doubt myself just because you feel like you're alpha. Out of here.
Okay, I might, you know, I'm trying to dance around community guidelines here on YouTube, gentlemen, but you guys seen Ice Age, right? The one where, like, they're all like asleep in the camp, and then Sid gets dragged off to be like the Fire Lord among like the sloth people or anything like that. Like, she reminds me, this woman right here, she reminds me of one of the little sloth individuals that carries off Sid. Right, I tell you, if any of you guys have seen that movie, let me know in the comments, right? Where like they're all asleep and Sid's lying on a piece of bark, and these little sloths come and pick him up. This woman reminds me of one of those little sloths, you know what I mean? But anyway, to address her point right there, hey, take yourself out on dates, right? You know, you enjoy yourself, and have fun with that. I'm actually going to play this again because I couldn't stop thinking about Ice Age that entire time. Hang on.
No way that you're gonna make me doubt myself just because you feel like you're alpha.
Oh yeah, this man, this woman's sick. She sounds like me recording half my videos, man. I gotta stop recording videos when I have a stuffed nose and stuff like that. Is that what I sound like? Goddamn.
Out of here.
Yo, sugar daddy. Sugar daddy. Boy, bring your sweet ass over here, boy. You hear me talking to you? You look like you fix cars. You know how to work an engine? I need a handyman, baby. Come here. Come here. Plumber, baby. Lay this pipe. Lay that pipe. Come here. Come here. Come here. Now, let me grab it. Well, you shouldn't have had them sweatpants on then. Out here looking like a right. Yeah, he a ain't he? Yeah. Damn, baby, let me get your number or something. I'm a tall woman.
You know, I don't know if this is like dependent on where you guys live or anything like that, guys, but where I live, I'm gonna pull that back for a second. Right, so you guys can't really see, so I'm gonna move this. Up the top, she's saying, this is how we're talking to men from now on, so it's supposed to be like a gotcha moment. I genuinely don't hear men talking to women like that. Like, I hear catcalls, sure, but like the rest of that, I genuinely don't hear. Like, I don't understand, like maybe it's like a geographical thing or something, but like, you know, you go off queen, I guess. Like, the funny part about this is, right, is like girls will go out and try and make a point like this, and then like, but they can't go out and do this thing. Like, they can't go out and talk like this because one, they're too socially anxious to even do it, and two, they'd probably be too scared to do it, to be quite honest with you. Right? Like, a lot of these girls talking all this big game, but they'll never turn around and do this crap because they're all quote unquote introverted, right?
I'm a tall woman. I hate men that are like, Shorty, I'm tall. Shorty, I'm tall. Sir, you're 6'2". Sir, you're 6'2". What the fuck am I gonna do with that? You are 2 inches taller than me.
Why didn't you fucking call me earlier, bitch?
Damn.
It ain't no fucking damn. You should have fucking called me, you dumb bitch.
Jeez.
You know, I was actually
You. If I
guys, I'm gonna pull up the Patreon question again, okay? But like, okay, let's take a look at this. How do I leave a bad relationship? Guys, if you are in a relationship with a girl like that, one who's like screaming at you or like doing all this hell, just absolutely crazy stuff, guys, like, please just leave the relationship. I can't tell you how many guys message me and they're like, you know what, I left this relationship, or I left that, or, you know, my marriage broke up, or stuff like, and something like that. And the dude comes out of it and he's like, you know what, I just feel lighter. Like, I feel like a burden has been taken off my shoulders. And like, that's not a fantastic thing, guys. Like, I think marriage is a terrible decision for a dude to make in the year 2022 and just going forward in general. But like, that's not to say that I like to see, you know, marriages split up or anything like that, guys. Like, I think, you know, marriage back in the day, it has certainly had its merits, especially insofar as holding families together and stuff like that. So I don't particularly enjoy seeing marriages split up or anything like that. But like, the amount of dudes who get out of relationships and their story after they get out is like, wow, my life is so much better, is absolutely insane how many of those are. And particularly as well with relationships and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had that experience, right? Leaving a relationship and all of a sudden you find out things like, oh, wait a minute, I have money in my bank account now. Oh, wait a minute, my mental health is a lot better. I feel a lot better about myself. My self-esteem has gone up. Right? And that's not going to be every situation, but guys, please, like, I'm going to move it back so you can see that, this woman right here. If this happens to you guys, just leave. Just save yourself the excruciating mental effort of dealing with a girl like that. Just leave.
You know, I was actually
you.
And if you guys can't read the text as well, it says, when he thinks I'm an angel, 3 months into it, I'm like surprised, and there's like a demon emoji. And that's really common, right? Where girls will kind of like hide who they are. And then like a few months into the relationship, they'll just change into like a completely different person.
If I'm not your
Wow.
don't do this. This is a relationship thing. This is like, you my property. You my
sneaky like thing.
So what if I start a
Don't wait. Is she referring to like? Is that a hickey on her neck? If she's referring to the hickey, or like I don't know what she's referring to right there. But if she's referring to the hickey, you know you don't have to get one, right? Like, you know, that's completely voluntary. Hey, you could actually wait. Wow, this is a crazy suggestion. You could actually wait until you were in a relationship to get one of those, right? Like, you know, that's an option. Yeah.
Is it a sneaky like thing?
So what if I start a rumor that you're a pedo?
You're literally going to stoop that low to start a rumor that I'm a pedo?
Oh, wow.
That's not even something you joke about.
Yeah. Well, you broke my heart, so now I'm going to ruin your career.
Okay, first of all, I don't even know, like, I'm not scared because I know that's not going to work. Like, how would you...
How would it not work? How would it not work?
Well, first of
Wow.
all, I'm recording this, so I'm just going to post it so everyone knows that you're lying.
Scared.
If sexual orientation
Dude, that is so crazy. That if you guys didn't catch what she said there, was she was going to try and frame him as being a scum of society, shall we say? Wow, that's nuts.
was a choice, do you think I would choose to like men? Men! The ugliest dudes with nothing going on for them but the amount of money that they have are the first ones to talk shit about how a woman looks.
Holy.
Like, I come home so many nights throughout the month feeling like I'm unworthy of being loved because of how I look. And I have to literally sit here and remind myself that I am beautiful and I should have tougher skin by now, but I don't. I'm very sensitive and I still do let what people say get to me, and I'm working on that. I don't need you to tell me. I'm sitting here and I can look at myself and I think I'm beautiful, and that's all that really matters to me. I just want to remind you that you are beautiful and we're here to take their money. That's all that matters.
Bro, like, why do they even have to ruin it right at the end, right? Is like, I can get, like, guys, believe it or not, I can get behind someone trying to have self-esteem, trying to have self-confidence. I like it when people have, you know, self-esteem, right? I think that's conducive to a lot of good things, for example, family, right? Like, I don't like seeing people out here with crappy self-esteem, believe it or not, right? A lot of people on the channel be like, oh, yeah, anyway. But the point is, you know, I could have got behind a fair bit of that message right there about being confident in yourself and whatever. And like, tattoos are not for everyone, okay? And, you know, wigs are not for everyone. But like, she has to just ruin the slightest bit of a point that she has by saying at the end that she's just using people for money. Right? It's like, even if I wanted to agree with you, even if I could see your point, it's like, yeah, you know, go out there, get some self-esteem, get some self-confidence, maybe go to therapy, I don't know, right? Like, even if I wanted to get behind your message of quote-unquote self-love, okay, you've just ruined it at the end by talking about how you use people for money, right? So, like, even if someone wanted to agree with you, they just kind of can't if they have any common sense, right?
To take their money. That's all that matters.
Like, you see what I mean, guys? Like, even if you try to agree and like you try and see their point, it's just like they say some dumb crap all the time, man. This TikTok right here says, dating is an addiction, so embarrassing. I never want to go back there. Fell on top of a parked bicycle in New York City, screaming to bring my wine outside, is what this says.
Today I'm going to be talking about dating and addiction. This photo was taken of me in 2017, right after my bodybuilding show. This photo was also taken 1 hour before going on a date with a very nice guy that I met at the gym during my my bodybuilding prep. When you look at this photo, you're probably thinking, you know, she looks like a nice girl, she's fit, she's got nice hair, she looks good. I would love to take her on a date. If you took this girl on a date, you would have wanted to run as far away as you possibly could. Why? I'm about to tell you. So, this photo, 1 hour before my date, I had already been a few shots in and rosé in. That was at 10:30 a.m. in the morning because I was going on a pool date at Soho House in New York City. I really liked this guy. I really liked this guy. I didn't even know this guy. And I was really, really nervous. I always got wasted before going on dates. I always was a girl on dates, blacked out. So I already had been a lot of drinks in, so I walk over to Soho House after getting a new outfit at Urban Outfitters. I go into Soho House and he was like, you want to get some breakfast? And I was like, no, I'm okay. Let's get a bottle of rosé. So we ordered a bottle of rosé. I chugged it. Within 20 minutes, probably 3/4 of the bottle, I chugged it. And I was like, let's do some shots. And he was like, okay, let's have some fun. Like, you're wild.
Guys, like, I'm hoping the way she's phrasing it is like she's kind of like looking back and realizing this was a terrible decision. And I'm kind of hoping that's the way she's thinking about this. But a lot of people will say, oh, it's just men who go out and do crazy crap on dates, or men are weird and whatever. And like, yeah, there are some weird dudes, right? But guys, let me tell you something. Girls can be downright, like, this is one of the times that I'll use the adjective scary. Girls can literally be absolutely scary on dates, guys. Like, some of these women, you know, they'll go out there, they'll be drinking, they'll be doing whatever else, and like thinking that they're perfectly charming, like level-headed individuals that men should want no matter what. And then they get a rude awakening when dudes are like, yeah, no, like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, I was wild. All right, so it's around 11:30. I'm ripping shots, and he's like, I think you should slow down. After that moment, I do not remember anything. All I know is what I've heard, because he had to call one of my friends to come and pick me up. All I know is that I was screaming at Soho House, holding a bottle of wine, wanting to take it outside. That must have been bottle of wine number 2.
Jeez.
Outside. And then as I was screaming, they were like, ma'am, you can't bring that bottle outside. And I was like, fine, take my bottle, I guess. Nuts. Right when I walked outside, I fell on top of a parked bicycle. And then my friend had to come and get me because I was so wasted. That was my dating.
Wow, guys, like, that is absolutely insane. I don't even know what else to say to that. That is so ridiculous. And like I said a second ago, guys, is like a lot of people will kind of want to paint men as though they're the creepy ones who always make terrible decisions and whatever else during dating. But some of these girls can be downright terrifying, right? Like, you would think, maybe you might look at that photo and, yeah, you might think what she said at the beginning of the video, right? Like, oh, I'd like to take that girl out, or she seems pretty enough, she seems like she could be a nice girl, whatever. And then you take her out and you realize that she's an absolute psycho who can't make adult decisions, right? She mentioned the date, I mean the time and the day, excuse me, what, like 10:30 to 11:30. This woman went through so much, and she had to be literally her friend had to come along and take her away because she couldn't control herself. That is so wild, man. Like, and can you imagine, right, if you're that dude and you go out on a date with this woman and like you have to deal with that, and like other people around, because other people around you would definitely be watching what is going on, and they're going to be like, oh, like, is he with her, really? Like, and something a lot of girls don't really want to hear in dating is like, yeah, okay, you might not want to deal with a dude of a particular caliber, but let me tell you something. Girls can absolutely embarrass men, right? Can absolutely embarrass dudes. Like, there used to be a time, guys, where like men were the head of the households and they would kind of decide what comes and goes and stuff like that. And a lot of these women, at least in nowadays, would absolutely bring shame to their families. Right, I don't, guys, like some of the stuff I can't even talk about on some of these episodes, right, where like these girls will go out and make such ridiculous decisions, and then at the end of it still expect men to come and pick them up. And like, I'm just imagining dudes back in the old days, right, who were like the heads of the families, just like rolling in their grave over some of this stuff, guys, like some of these decisions that these people make. But guys, we're going to be jumping into a couple of Reddit stories to wrap up today's show, and I'm going to be bringing up today's Patreon question one more time so we can kind of answer it as we go through. So in case you've forgotten, the question is, how do I leave a bad relationship? And my answer, guys, is typically to stuff like this is, you don't owe these people anything. If you're in a terrible relationship and someone's treating you awfully and all that kind of stuff, guys, please don't believe that you owe someone who's treating you like crap anything. I don't care if you've been in a relationship for 7 years, as we're about to cover, like this article in particular right here. I don't care how long it's been, guys. It's all about self-respect and being able to leave these situations. So guys, let's jump into this first Reddit story here, which says, my fiance, who's a 47-year-old female, slept with someone else 5 years ago and only just told me. I'm a 35-year-old male now. So first of all, guys, just notice before you even jump into the story right off the bat, the 12-year age difference from man to woman. Now, what you'll typically notice in relationships, girls will typically choose men because, make no mistake, guys, women are the selectors in dating, despite the fact that they want to remove all the accountability from the decisions that they make. Girls will typically choose a dude who's a little bit older than them, something like 3 to 4 years or something like that, but obviously it varies from relationship to relationship. Every time I see a girl who is significantly older than her partner, guys, that is a huge red flag. That, because what you've got to consider is the girls are selecting their partners. So a lot of girls who get to this age, I can't really use the P word. It starts with P, ends in Atori, right? But that's what it is, okay? Let's jump into this Reddit story. My fiance and I have been together for 5 years. We have been engaged for 1 year. 2 days ago, she revealed that she had bedroom fun with someone else not long after we started seeing each other. I've managed to pinpoint exactly when it happened. It was after we had only 2 dates. However, on the second date, she explicitly told me that she wasn't having bedroom fun with anybody else, and afterwards she texted me, "I'm all yours." On our third date, she asked me hypothetically how I would feel about her being with someone else, and I said it might be okay. She said, "Really?" And I said, "Actually, no, I'd feel too jealous." She really should have told me then that it already happened. Instead, she never had bedroom fun with anyone else afterwards, but also let me continue on thinking that we had been monogamous from the start. Guys, this is kind of like a little bit of a bitter truth, what I'm about to say here. This is something that I have to bring up quite commonly. But I think a lot of guys get the wrong idea when they enter relationships with girls. They think that as soon as they enter a relationship with a girl for like the past, few months or the previous amount of time before him, that girl has been celibate, right? She hasn't seen any other guys. And I can tell you guys, that's not how it works, right? Like a lot of you guys who have been watching this show for quite some time, you already know what the hell I'm going to say right here, which is that girls will have dudes in their life right up until the point where your relationship begins, and oftentimes there's a little bit of an overlap as well, give or take a couple of weeks, as you guys are quote unquote getting serious, even though things have already been established, right? And like I think a lot of guys don't really realize how common that is. Like I guarantee you, man, there's dudes watching this right now. There's going to be some guy watching this right now who's in a marriage, who's in a long-term relationship, and this exact thing has happened to him. And I'm talking like, when I say like one guy, I definitely mean multiple. Okay, let that sink in, guys. There are multiple men watching the same video that you're watching right now, where their girlfriend, who they've been with for however long, or their wife, who they've been with however long, has literally slept with men at the beginning of their relationship, and she just thinks it's not necessary to bring it up and mention it. Right? And I wish I was totally joking about that, guys, but like, if any of you guys are familiar with or kind of understand how this dating stuff really works, particularly with Instagram, Snapchat, and all that stuff, guys, like the amount of access that these women have to different men is like literally unprecedented. So every time a girl wants to come up and be like, and say crap like this, like you can never really believe it. Like I wish I could tell you something different, guys, but you really can never believe it. But let's continue with this story right here. I've been very open with her about the fact that both of my exes left me for people they'd been seeing behind my back, and that infidelity and dishonesty around it are things that I would never forgive. 2 days ago, she told me what had happened, and I've been a wreck ever since. She said that she's always felt guilty about it, but was too scared to tell me in case I broke up with her. We're supposed to be getting married later this year, so she wanted to be upfront. Guys, right, how many times, look at this, right? She always felt guilty about it, but was too scared to tell me in case I broke up with her. Yeah, because she's 47 and she has a marriage to lose from you. I don't think a lot of guys truly understand that when you marry a woman, guys, you are in the weaker position. You are the person who risks everything. You are the person who risks typically your finances, your kids, if you ever have any together. Not that this woman can really have any at 47, okay, but this woman, she sees the victory line. She sees the finish line, like, yes, finally, I'm going to get married. I'm not a failure, right? Like, I've finally achieved the life goal that I've set out for myself. I'm finally going to get married. And she can feel that slipping away from her, guys. Like, she's getting a little bit of a taste of it. And And that's what she's in it for, guys. Like, you see what I mean? Like, I don't think a lot of people really get this, that girls have goals in relationships, guys. It doesn't always have to be marriage. Sometimes it's kids, right? The amount of times that girls will literally go out, they'll have relationships with dudes just to have kids, and then they'll ditch the guy, like, is also incredibly common. Anyway, Tuesdays ago, I thought it was something we could work on, and we booked in counseling. Yesterday, I felt like I could never forgive her, so I told her we were over and cancelled our wedding venue. She wants to keep working on the relationship if I change my mind, but I'm just overwhelmed and confused. I was upfront with her about my need for honesty, and now I know she's someone who could lie to me for 5 years. At the same time, I don't want to punish her for telling the truth, as she could have kept lying after we got married. I don't know what to do. Any help would be appreciated. Too long didn't read. My fiance confessed to me that she slept with someone else early on into our relationship. We had only been on 2 dates at this time, but on the second she told me she wasn't with anyone else. She kept this a secret for 5 years. Now let's take a look at this top comment, guys, before we wrap up today's episode. This individual right here who says, Diamond's tip says, kind of a tough one, but it just comes down to how you feel about things. I don't think bedroom fun is as much of an issue because you were 2 dates in. It's really just the lying. Yeah, way to just sweep it under the rug. I genuinely don't understand why people do this. Why initiate the expectation, then immediately renege on it? You're just creating problems for yourself. Same exact thing happened to me with my ex, except it was more like 1 to 2 months in. He's a compulsive liar and had only told me after his friend threatened to reveal it to me. I never trusted him after a few lies he was caught in regarding his co-workers he was attracted to or hitting on. I would say if you've been handed no other reason to distrust her, it can be worked out. But if she lies a lot, maybe look further into the relationship because there might be more to it than she's telling you. Honestly, who cares? This isn't really that serious. If the relationship is great, then leave it be. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Guys, like, I hope that, watching some of these videos, gentlemen, that your tolerance to this level of BS, I hope it goes down. I hope it goes down. In fact, I hope it goes just through the floor, guys, where you're not willing to put up with this crap anymore. But guys, we're going to wrap up today's episode with one final story. So let's take a look at this one right here, posted only 3 days ago. So it is titled, 10 years together. She lost attraction towards me. How do I fix this? 30-year-old female, her, and 33-year-old male, me. 23-year-old male is her affair partner. 10 years together and 3 kids together. My wife has lost her attraction to me. She still has an attraction for other guys, but nothing for me. She loves me, but is no longer in love. There hasn't been bedroom fun for about 2 years. The problem is not related to my physical appearance. Apologies if you guys heard that screeching right there. What the hell was that? Loud car outside. We had some difficulties since September. She had an affair. We've been talking openly about things that had never been discussed from the beginning. I think it helped. She put the blame on me. She says that she had an affair because her needs were not met with me. We talked about those needs. I understand what I did wrong and what she needs now. Disgusting. Disgusting. Guys, if someone does this to you, please don't try and turn it around and be like, oh, you know what? I didn't meet her needs. How about you get the hell out of my house, man? Right? I'm so sick of these girls. They will absolutely manipulate dudes, right? We did a video a little while ago where a woman, got discovered that she was cheating on Christmas or whatever. And she literally, in that confrontation where he first brought it up and was like, yo, you're cheating on me, she turned it and tried to blame it on him. Disgusting. Man, people like this are something else, man. Just straight up evil. After several months of reflection, she wants to stay with me and try to make it work. She wants us to give ourselves a chance. She will not see her affair partner anymore. She wants to keep texting him, but she says she will reduce a lot and eventually stop talking to him every day. She had fallen in love with him, but she wanted to end their relationship and she wanted to come back with me. I feel like she is making an effort. She lets me give her signs of affection, but not too much. She doesn't give me too much either, a little more than before. Do you have any suggestions? How could we rekindle her flame for me? I was ready to let her go, but she's the one who wants to try. I want to try too, but I'm not sure on how. I feel I can still feel a lack of attraction. Like if I want to hug her, she will let me do it, but she will never initiate a hug or anything. Yeah, and the reason for that is because you're absolutely spineless, my guy. Absolutely spineless. Guys, leave these girls on the streets where they belong. That is absolutely disgusting. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, make sure you leave your thoughts and your comments below. And as always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. With that being said, make sure you go and show some love to the editor of today's video, guys. You can find free Apple Watch wallpapers over on his website, www.applewatchfaces.io. Make sure you head over there, guys, and bookmark the tab to show some support for your boy. He's gone through the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together today's video, guys, so make sure to go and show him some support for what he has endured today. Take it easy, guys, and peace for real this time.